Welcome everybody to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us by hitting that subscription button. It's totally free, and also hitting the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads that I come up with. I want to mention that up top there's 3 little buttons right on the corner, on the right hand corner for most of you. For some of you it's in your settings. I do have a link to the video below in the description box to teach you if you're not understanding how I'm explaining to slow down the video. You can click there. It's a 2-minute video. Very simple. It's just a click away. You can slow down the video by clicking the 3 little buttons up top and slow down to the speed you would like. Also right next to it, there's the letter CC. You can turn that on, and that will be for closed caption. All the stitching, everything that I mention and say will be written down here. You can pause, stop the video, take notes, and it will help you to understand the pattern. I don't write patterns. I get asked a lot about it, and for those reasons, I ask of you to slow down the video. I know sometimes I'm a little bit too fast for these recordings, and I apologize for that. It's just I get on my own bubble. This is all new to me also, so it's just a question of getting practice at recording, which I'm not fully used to yet. I'm getting comfortable at this point. So I want to thank every single one of you that have been from the start with me, have commented, shared, have tagged me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for your lovely, wonderful comments. Thank you again so much to every single one of you. Also for the people that came through, the women that came through with donations, and also some donations for the women in need of thread. Thank you so much. Some of you have shipped it yourselves. Gratitude all the way. And some of you have donated into my PayPal account and into the super thanks that's below the video. It has a $ symbol on it. Thank you so much to everyone that has participated in trying to help out one way or another. Okay, so we are going to get started. Any questions, suggestions, please feel free to comment below. You could always get a hold of me if you're stuck with some project, like some of you do, to message me through Instagram. I do have a Facebook group, private group, because there's a lot of scammers and fraud into the crochet groups now, so you have to be careful. Don't open links that say cut or bit on it. Those are fraud scammers. Be careful, people. They steal people's identity and pictures, and they post there with those links pretending that it's them. So stay away from that, or report them as spam. That's what I usually do. For those reasons, my group is private. You're more than welcome to join us in our group. Beautiful group of people we have there. We're one growing family. You can just request, and I'm sure one of the monitors will respond to you ASAP. I also do have the crochet page. You can follow that there too, or my Instagram or TikTok. So there's so many ways you can get a hold of me. My email is below also. So anything that you're stuck with, feel free to ask. Or suggestions, remembering that I am in Europe. My time frame could be different than yours. Sometimes I will have to take a few hours before I answer you because I must be sleeping. It's overnight, and it must be morning for you in your country. Okay, so we're going to get started, everyone, and I bless you, I hug you, and please keep your optimism always up and high, and never think that you cannot do this pattern. We are not born learned. We are born to learn. Okay, you can do all things as long as you persist, be patient with yourself, and just continue on. Anyone can create anything they want. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Thank you. Okay, everyone, so we're going to do a round table runner. Now, this round table runner is similar to my ID on the YouTube or Facebook picture. Very similar to it. Of course, it's a little bit different, but it's similar. Anyway, I'm going to be using white 4-ply 100% cotton thread. This is similar to Aunt Lydia. Difference is mine's a little bit thinner, so obviously my piece becomes a little bit smaller. And for some of you that follow me, I just uploaded this flower yesterday, which I'll be using these flowers in my table runner. Now, I didn't complete it so I can complete it with you, because I'll leave the link to the tutorial in the description box, and you can complete this. And then, of course, I'll do this one together with you guys, and another row back here of the green, which I'll be using the multicolored green. I must have it somewhere, which is this one. Now, for these small leaves, I used a solid color, as you can see. And this is just to bring out the flower, to pop it up. So I'll need 2 of these. So I will leave the link below, and you can create them if you like this flower. If not, you could always go to playlist 3D flowers. And there's so many different 3D flowers there. I've used this terracotta mustard for the leaves, the petals here, not leaves, petals, but you can use whatever color you'd like. Okay, and I'm going to use a 2.75 hook, a pair of scissors, and a small one to tuck in loose ends. So please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Help the channel to grow. It's extremely important, not just for me, but for any creator that sacrifices himself every day to put out these projects for you guys for free. So it hurts nothing to giving a helping hand. Thank you so much for the people that have donated and have given me through PayPal or through the super chat. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get started, everyone. So basically, the first thing you want to do is that slip stitch knot. Oh, not even. Well, you can if you have a hard time to do the magic circle. Do a 6 chain. So I'm going to bring it to the front. I'm going to do my first chain here just to secure. I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to do a single and 2 chain. This will become my double crochet. Inside of the circle, I'm going to do 15 more double crochets. I'll have a total of 16 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. I've done my 16 double crochets. I'm going to pull into my string. I'm going to come into my second chain here to close it in, the slip stitch. I'm going to pull a little bit on my string. I'm going to come into the next one, and I'm going to pull the string to the back, just because I don't want to start having a line going up on my pattern. I'm going to come back into the same space as I pulled my string to the back, do a single, chain 2. In the same space, double crochet. So now we're going to do 2 double crochets per space on this second row. So we'll have a total of 32 double crochets. Okay, so just continue 2 per space, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've closed in row 2 on my second chain with a slip stitch. I'm going to come from behind, and I'm going to pull my string to the back again. And again, I'm going to come inside of the same space as I pulled my string, do a single 2 chain. I'm going to come into the next one and do a double crochet. This time we're going to have 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, but I'm only going to do the 2 together. When I come around, I'll put my last one in the first one that I've started. So this one's alone, next one, 2 together. Okay, so I'll explain again. I did a single 2 chain, so that's 1 alone and 1 alone. But when I come around, I'm going to do another one inside of the first one here. So that will be a 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, double crochets, of course, and then 1 alone. This is row 3. We're going to repeat that all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. So I've reached the end. I've done my last one here alone, and I'm going to add in the same space we started off. So that will be the 2 together. That will be like the first one, okay? And why am I doing this? I'm doing it, I could have done 2 together right from the start, but I don't want an opening. So in order to be closed, this is a trick to have it done on the same space so we can close it up together. Again, I'm going to pull my thread to the back in the next space, and again come inside of the same space, and we're going to repeat the same thing again. This time it's 2 alone, 2 together. So single, two chain. When I come back around, I'll add the other one here. So this is my two together already, okay? Next space, one alone, next space, one alone, next space, two together. We're going to do this, I believe, until row 6. I'm going to see the length if I like it. If not, I'm going to continue to increase it. Two together, two alone. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I come around, I'm going to put my two together on here. So that means I already have one. I'll put another one. Close in with the slip stitch, go into the next space and pull the string through the back on this one. Okay, so I'll meet you there. Okay, you guys, so I've done row 4. I've closed in with a slip stitch. Of course, I've added my two together. That means that one right on the first one we started. I went in the next one, pulled my string to the back. I'm going to come in the front, do a single and two chain. So this is row 5. I'm going to go into the next space. This time we're going to do 3 alone and 2 together. That means when I come around, I'll fill my 2 together. That means I'll add one more here on the first one. That will be my 2 together. So I have 1, 2, and 3 alone. Next space, 2 together. Next space, 1 alone, 1 alone, and 1 alone. So I have 1, 2, 3 alone, 2 together. We're going to repeat this all the way around. When we come around to the end, we're going to add one more here so we can have the 2 together. We're going to close in this with a slip stitch. We're going to put our thread going to the back on the next space, do a single 2 chain going up. That will be the first double crochet. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've closed out row 5. So I've done, let me just check here. Actually, I hadn't done. That's a good thing I checked. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to add one more on the first one we did, so I can have my 2 together, which is a good thing that I reconfirmed. Okay, so now I have my 2 together. So row 5 is complete. I'd stretch a bit. I'd come in the next double crochet, next space, and bring my thread to the back. So this is row 6. Now I'm going to do a single on the same space. I brought my thread to the back and 2 chain. And next space, because when we come around, then I'll add one at the end. So this time we're going to do 4 alone, 2 together. I'll meet you at the end. So just to show you again, so when we come around, I'll add another one here. That will be our group. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 alone, group. And then 4 alone again, and 2 together. So obviously with thicker thread, it's much bigger. With Aunt Lydia, definitely is bigger than this. This is not enough for me, so I'm going to have to go up a few more rows. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next one. 2 together. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I came around, I did my group. That means I did my 1 double crochet on the first one we started. I've closed in with a slip stitch. I went on the next one, pulled my string to the back, came back in, did a single 2 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alone, 2 together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On my 6th one, I'm doing 2 together. The best way not to forget is that way you count 1, 2, 3 until 5, and then 6 you add 2 together. Okay, so then when we get here, we're going to add one more in the same space here as the first one, so we can have the group. Close in with a slip stitch on the second chain, go in the next one and pull your string to the back, come back in the same one, do the single 2 chain, that equals your double crochet. So the next row we're going to have 6 alone, 2 together. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means row 8. 6 alone, 2 together. I'll meet you at the end of row 8 just to see if I have enough length already. Okay, you guys, so I have row 8. I have 7 alone and 2 together. Okay, as you can see here, 2 together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the 7th one, we add them together. I explained it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the previous row, row 7, 5 alone, and then on the 6th one together. This one, 6 alone, and on the 7th one together. Row 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now we're going to change up a bit. I'm going to pull my string to the back again. I'm going to come back into the same space, do a single, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 chains. Now, it has to be even numbers. We're going to make these chains all the way around, but it has to be even numbers. Now, if we need to make an adjustment, we will towards the end. So we're going to count 1, not the one on the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th one, make sure you grab both loops or it's going to curve like a U shape and do double crochet. So automatically we have 2 double crochets. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, your 9th, and the last one, 10. So we're going to have 10 double crochets on these chains like that. Okay, you guys, so we have the 10 double crochets. Now I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3. On my 4th one, I'm going to come in with a single, 2 singles, 3 singles, 4 singles, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 chains, and again counting 1, 2, 3, 4. On my 5th one, now you know you don't count from the hook, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. On my 5th one, make sure you grab both loops or it's going to curve into a U, and do your 10 double crochets again all the way down. So I've done my 10 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3. On my 4th one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to repeat this all the way around, and we have to have even numbers. So if I need to make an adjustment at the end, then I will. So we're going to continue this way, and I'll meet you at the end. Just remember 13 chains, 10 double crochets, skip 3 space going to the 4th, and do 4 singles and then 13 chains again. Come back on the 5th chain, close in with a double crochet, so you'll have 2 already because this corner one here with the chain is already a double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm almost near the end, and I can see already I need to make an adjustment. So I'm on my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I'm on my 17. On my 17, I'm only, see, 1, 2. I'm only going to do 3 singles. That's including with the one that we came down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to create my 10 double crochets. So I've done my 10. I'm going to skip 1, 2. I'm going to come in my third one. And I'm only going to do 2, 3 singles. Okay, so let me just check this to see if we're okay, if I need to make a little bit more adjustment. So I have 18. I need to create 2 more. I have to have even number, like I want 20. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, and create your 10 double crochets. Okay, so I should have my 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So pretty good. So I have my 19th. I need to create 1 more. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to skip 1. I'm coming into the next one. So this one I'm only skipping 1. Okay. And I'm going to do, let me just see here, 1, 2. I think I'm going to do 1 more, or I can do 1 more single on the same one. So I'll have like 2 singles on the same one, just so it doesn't look so awkward. And create my, actually, so 2 singles on the same one, and I'm going to come on the next one too. So I'll have those 3 singles on there, and then do my 13 chain and my 10 double crochets coming down. Okay, so I have my 20 of these. So I'm going to come into 1, 2, where I had started the other single. So I'm going to do a single here and slip stitch on my single, slip stitch. And I need to do a slip stitch going all the way up on this chain, on this 10 double crochet. So slip stitch and go all the way up to the edge. Slip stitch. So there's always ways to work around it when you don't have the even amount that you're supposed to have. Just play a few tricks here and there and you'll get there. No biggie. And it's not like you can tell the difference anyway. So for the people that are using Lydia number 3, you could go up to row 6 only because it's thicker. And on your last here on row 6, on your last, when you're going to do your 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe it's 4. Okay, add 2 together on all 4 of them before the end, so you can have the right amount. Okay, so I'm coming all the way to the edge here on the pattern, on this motif. Of course, my stitch is always extremely tight, so okay, so I'm right at the edge of my 10 double crochets. So now we're supposed to have 20 of these. It has to be even numbers, okay, or else it's not going to work out. Okay, so now that we're at the edge there, I'm going to come inside of this last, or should I say this first double crochet, last going up, first coming down, right? Try to tighten a little bit here. I don't want it to be too loose either. It won't look pretty. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 singles, and we're going to be doing that on all of them at the edge here. Now we're going to attach them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chain. I'm going to come into the next one right on the double crochet there at the edge and do 4 singles again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 5 into the next one. We're going to repeat this all the way around. 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're pretty much closing our pattern in like that. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we're pretty much finished doing, and you're going to come to the end and you're going to feel like it's curved in as a hat, right? Sort of like all curving in. But don't stress over that because the next row is going to fix it and put it straight. So I did my 5 chains and I closed in on the first single with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back into that same single and do a single, 2 chain. This is my first double crochet. We do have 4 singles here. So we have the 4 singles. We are going to do 4 double crochets on top of the singles. We're going to come into the space of 5 chain and we're going to do 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coming on top of the single again and create your 4 double crochets over the singles, the 4 singles from the previous row. So 3 and 4. Coming into the space, 6 double crochets. So we're pretty much going to repeat this all the way around. I'm going to continue mine and meet you at the end, okay? And it should start straightening them out as we fill in with the double crochets. Okay, everyone. So as you can see, it pretty much came straight, and it will be much straighter once you block it. It will get even better. So I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back and do a single, 2 chain. I'm coming back in the same one and doing a double crochet. Now, next space. This is just to have a normal count. That's why we're putting at the beginning 2 together. Next space, double crochet. So now we have 4. Chain 2. We're going to skip 1, 2 on the third one. We're going to create groups of 4 double crochet, 1 per space. We have our 4 double crochet, 2 chains, skip 1, 2 on the third one. Create again the groups. We're going to do this all the way around until the end. Chain 2, 1, 2 into the third one. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I have so far 32 of these groups of 4. We need 34, so I need 2 more. We won't have enough to be skipping all the 3, but what we're going to do is after you do your 2 chain, we're going to do 1, 2. On the third one, we're going to add 2 together. Next space and next space. Chain 2, we're going to skip 1 and going into the second one and add 2 together again. So we can have the 34 groups of 4 double crochet. Chain 2 and come into the last chain there. So now we have 34 groups of 4 double crochet all the way around. you have to have 34 or you're not going to balance out properly. Okay. Okay, everyone, so we've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going to do the walk, as I call it, with a slip stitch all the way to the chain here. We're going to start creating shells of 3 double crochet. So single, 2 chain, double crochet, another double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet, all in the same space. So we're creating shells on this row all the way around. There is no chain in between the shells. We go directly into the next space and create the shell again. 2, 3, and 1 and 2 chain. Create the shell of 3 double crochet all the way around the same way. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the second chain here as we started. I close in with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in and I'm going to do a single and 1 chain. This is the last row on here, so I'm going to do 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to do picot. We're doing shells of 2 double crochet, and again 2 double crochet, 1 chain, and we're going to come in, so 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one, which is the first one here on this side of the shell. 1 chain, and again repeat the process, and then you can cut your thread. We're going to go into the next step. 1, 2, 3, and do your picot with single, of course, and 1 and 2 double crochet, 1 chain, come in, so 1, 2, 3 on your 4th with a single, 1 chain, and continue on. I'm going to continue mine, then I'm going to cut my thread, and we're going to continue on what's next to do. So okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm coming in with the terracotta mustard, which is like this one here, and I'm going to do chain stitch. Now I'm not sure at this point what size yet. I have to keep doing chain stitch and measure it in order to tell you how many. So far I have 126 chain stitch here, but it's not enough for me to go in and out of these loops, so I'm going to have to increase again. You could always forward and check how many I've done. So far, like I said, I have 126 chain stitch, not enough for me. And you might have to do the same thing because your tension is not the same as mine. So you will have to go with your chain stitch time to time like that without it being pulled. Make sure that it's loose enough and go in bottom top until you get it all the way around. And once you do and you feel that you got the right measurement, then we'll have to proceed with the double crochet per chain stitch. Okay, so I'm going to continue and then come back and tell you how many I've done and see if it fits properly into my pattern. Okay, everyone, as you see here, what I'm pretty much doing, you will have to do the same thing because, like I said, everybody's tension is different. So I've went around it quite a bit already and checked it out. So I'm supposed to arrive exactly on there. Even if I have 2 or 3 extra, I don't mind it because I could always take down once I'm done my double crochets per space. But if I'm short, I cannot increase. I could decrease, but not increase, okay? So I think that looks about right. I have 135 chain stitch. Okay, so that's my first one. We'll be doing 1 or 2 more of these, of course bigger, so it will take more chain stitch. So I have 135. Now, what you're going to do next is you're going to come back on your 4th chain, 1, 2, 3 on the 4th, and we're going to do double crochet per space, okay, on each chain all the way to the end, and then I'll come back and show you how we're going to finalize it on the pattern. just like that. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm just going to cut my thread a little bit longer because we need to sew it on with the crochet needle into this one. So I'm just gonna come on here, make sure that you have it in properly and right at the edge and get it through like that. Now I'm going to turn it to the back because I don't want my stitches to show up front. So I'm just going to grab it from back here and then through the double crochet back here. Got to make sure that it lines up properly so we don't have one higher than the other. And then you can just go over again and I'm going to finish it up with my hook. I'm going to make it a knot. So I'm just pulling my thread through it, making a knot through it. Then I'm going to just come and pull them into these spaces back here and hide whatever thread left over I have here when we started. Now you can make a few knots as you go through these loops back here to make sure that everything stays secure. We wouldn't want anything to fall apart when you wash it, or you're selling, you're giving it to somebody, they're going to wash it, right? And that's going to be hitting behind those loops back there anyway, so it's not like you're going to see it. If you have hot gun glue, is always the best also, which I'll be doing. I'll just be straightening them. This is where we attach them. We're going to put right under the loop, so you want to just fix it up a little bit. Make sure that it stays under that loop. And then what you could do with hot gun glue, you can just put a little bit right there and it would be perfect. And that's what I'll be doing. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot gun glue there and we're good to go. Okay, so now on to the second one. So I'm going to use the multicolored yellow exactly like I have in my flower, which is right here. And I'm going, this one I did 135, so I'll do like probably 150, 146. So I'll let you know once I'm done because I have to do it and keep measuring to make sure that I have the right size. Okay. So as you can see, I've put my other chain on. Now I have 140. I'm still missing a few. So as I said, it would have been like 145, 150. So I think 5 more I should be good. So you can do it right by here as you're trying to increase here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That makes 145. And I think I should be good with 145. We can't have it too tight, but you don't want it too loose either, right? So I have 145 on there. This is going to go over. I think I should be good with 145. Okay, you guys, so pretty much going to do my second one. So as you see, we went under and over, right? So now we go under and over, the opposite, so they can have that contrast. And then over and under, over and under, all the way around. And we're going to repeat the same thing as we did with the other one at the end. We're just going to sew that little tip in and tuck in the loose ends with our hook. And then we have one more strip to do, so you will have to do the same thing. I'm going to come back in with this color, the terracotta color, and so I believe that should be like 150 of chain stitch. Well, I'll have to keep doing and measuring, of course. You know, good to guess, but guessing sometimes doesn't work. We have to keep putting it to the test, right? And then over, and then under on this one here. And then we're just gonna sew them on like we did with the other one. So we want to get that first one in to make sure. I'm going to turn it to the back. And get my stitch going into the back here. Just like that. And just go back and forth on it. Make sure you get that edge well put in with edge so we can have the same height. I'm going to make a knot right away here. And now I'm just going to go in with my hook and finish it up. Okay, everyone, as you can see, I pretty much finished. In my last one, I did 170 chain stitch. Okay, so finished, sewed it on. It's already on. Now I'm going to do the last leaves on this one, which actually I should start by this one, but it's the same thing, just a little bit smaller. So it's going to be very simple. So this one is already on the tutorial, which I'll leave the link below. So slip stitch knot. And I'm going to come where I have my 3 chains back here on the green. And do a single. Okay, so pretty much I have these 3 chains back here. I'm going to try to hide this here a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to come down on the same space. So chain of 8, and then 1, 2, 3 chain. And I'm coming back into the other chain on the green. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And back in again with a single. So I'm creating these little loops to create the paddles on here. 1, 2, 3 again, come into the next one, do a single and 1, make sure that your leaves are in the front, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to continue to do that all the way around, and then I'll come and meet you again so we can complete the petals. Okay, so as you can see in the back what it looks like. What did I do here? Whoops, made a mistake here, didn't I? Wouldn't be a smart idea, would it? And back into the same one. So we're creating these loops back here for the petals, and then chain 3 and then loops again. Okay, so I finished my last loop. I'm gonna did my 3 chain. I'm gonna come in where I started my first single with that paddle. Okay, then I'm gonna come inside of the first paddle, do a single, 2 chain. That equals a double crochet. I'm going to do 8 altogether. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I believe it's 8. Let me just confirm here to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes, you know, I do things, then I forget what I'm doing. It's just normal. Too many patterns, too many stitching. Chain 2. Come back in, create 8. So we're creating these petals. 8 double crochet again on this side. So we'll be forming our first petal. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And these flowers are so fast to create. Come in where you have your chain of 3 and do a single, and then come in again with a double crochet, of course, not a single. Good heavens, it's been a long day. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chain 2, and again 8 on this side. So we have our first petal up, as you can see. It's the same thing as this one here. I'm going to do that all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've reached my first double crochet that we started. I've closed in with the slip stitch. I'm going to cut my thread. So now we have our 8 petals in. I'm going to tuck this in the back and hide it, get it over and done with. I don't have to come back to it. I don't like to keep, you know, the leftover strings to the end. Some people do, and I mean, good for you. I don't have the patience for that at the end. Once I'm done the pattern, I just want to move on. So that's done. So now I'm going to come in with a multicolored green, and we're going to do the bigger petals, okay? Okay, before we go into the petals, I want to make sure that if you have markers, you mark it in, because the last row we're doing with these petals, we're going to start to attach that into the pattern. So I have split it in half. How do I know it's my half? We have 20 of these loops. So I'm on my 20th. I'm supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on this side. So exactly on it, I put a marker, and also on the other side, okay? So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right across, I put a marker, and I've put my marker right on this one too here. Okay, so this is my 20th. If I come down straight, so we have 9 on this side, and we have 9 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you know you're on the center by marking the 10 and the 10, let's say. Let's put it that way. And then if you're right on the middle of that little square there, you're going to skip a square and put your marker. And that's a way to get you straight also. Skip a square, put a marker, because we'll be hooking our leaves onto there. This one we're on the middle here. So there is no square. That's okay. We still skip a square and put a marker. Skip a square, put a marker, and we'll be just fine. Okay, just make sure that you get that going, because we will need to, as we're going to proceed now with the green and the leaves, we're going to attach it at the same time, and we're over and done with. Okay, so slip stitch knot. I am going to come from behind where I have that 3 chain there. I have my multicolored green, and I'm going to do a single, maybe if I can get my hook through it. Okay, let's start that again. Okay, so now I'm going to tighten it up because I don't want it too loose. And I'm going to do chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to come back down to my 8. So I'm just going to cut this leftover thread that I was trying to hide. Maybe that's going to help to see a little bit better. So I have 10. That means 1, 2. This would be my 8. This would be my 8th chain. So I'm going to close this chain up, slip stitch. Now I'm going to turn my pattern a bit, and I'm going to work inside of this little loop of 10 chain. Okay, so I've turned around. I'm going to come back in, sorry, and do a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. I'm going to continue to do 10 double crochets all together. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to come back in and do 10 more double crochets. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I have my 10 double crochets. I'm going to do chain 2. My chain 2, I'm going to come back in again on my chain 3 in the middle of the paddle with a single. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. Counting from the bottom, 1, 2. On my second one, that makes it my 8th chain. I'm going to turn my pattern so I can work better. Come inside, create my single and 2 chain. And again, create your 10 double crochet. So we're just going to repeat this all the way around the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3. Come back in and create your 10 double crochets again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 2. Make sure your pattern is faced properly. We don't want it to be all crumpled up. And again, come in the middle of the other paddle, do your single, and create again the 10. So it's going to look like this. Obviously, once everything's in place, it will look much better than what it does now. So that's gonna look like that. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do 5 of these because the next 3, we have 8 of them. The 3 will be attached to the pattern. So I'm going to continue to do my 5 and then come back to you on the last 3 and show you how we're going to attach them on. Okay. Okay, you guys, so I'm on my 6th paddle and I'm going to start attaching on here, and then I go as I go, so that means I have 3 left, right? I worked my 5 paddles as I told you. We only need 3 to attach. Of course, it's all, you know, out of place, but once it's in and fixed, it will look stunning. So I did my 6th paddle. I've done my 10 double crochets. I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come in where I'm going to take off my marker, obviously. But I'm going to come in where I have my marker, right through there like that, and I'm going to put it in with a single or slip stitch, right? And then I'm going to continue to do my 10 double crochets to finalize my paddle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do chain 2, and I'm going to come in to my next center of my paddle here. And then continue to do your 10 chains and then your 10 double crochet. So I've done my 10 double crochets. Now I'm going to come and right in the center. So right in the center we have that 4 double crochets. That means I'm going to come right in the middle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to come right here in the middle between the 4. That means 2 on one side and 2 on the other. I'm going to pull my thread right under like that, turn it around my pattern, of course, and continue. Actually, I was supposed to do 1 chain. I didn't do. Oh well, it's going to stay like that now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 2, come back and do your next one again so we can attach it on the last place again. So basically this is already what it's looking like that. And it would look so pretty once we are pretty much done. Look really nice. Okay, so and then we're going to have the next attachment on that one here. Okay, have it all twisted obviously. So we're going to have it attached on here. Okay. Okay, so now I'm ready to attach the next one. So I'm going to do one chain as I forgot to do on the middle one. So I have to figure out a way so I'm going to come right in between the group there and did my single and then continue again with the 10 double crochets. Everyone, so pretty much finished my last paddle that we've attached. Now exactly what we did here you will do on the other side. I'm not going to do the tutorial with it because it's already too much on my mobile. So I'm going to come back in where we started the first chain here for the paddle, and I'm going to come in with a single and then do a slip stitch, and you can cut your thread. Pretty much done with it, and then you're going to tuck in your loose end and your flower, your paddles, everything is pretty much done. Once you have it blocked and everything, then you're good to go. So this is what it looks like, the end result. I'm going to continue to do mine, then I'll have a little video and pictures at the end of the video, obviously, which we are getting to the end. And this pretty much does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on this pattern. It's gorgeous. And just finish the other side exactly as we did on here. Okay, so thank you so much, and please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.